All right, guys, I'm going to take you to start to finish. I'm doing some pickled beets. The brine I'm going to use this year is going to be a salt dill, kosher dill brine, because we just don't like the vinegar anymore since the big C. So no more vinegar here. So anyways, I've got the beets all in a big old roaster. I've washed them down. I've got a little water in here, and we're going to put the lid on and put it into a 400-degree oven. Stay tuned for the next step. Stage 2 for pickling beets. Got all my jars in here. Filled them up with water. Got them all nice and hot. So we're going to go ahead and bring that in. I'm going to drain those all out, and we're going to start peeling our beets. We're going to get them into the jars, and then I'll show you what kind of brine we're going to do. All right, we got the beets out of the oven. They are steaming hot. I'm going to go ahead and cool these down so that I can peel them. In the meantime, we've got all our jars ready to go, and we're pressure canning. So remember that. Brine. Everybody has a different brine. I have variations depending on what I'm doing. So if you're new, start with a basic brine. Add your seasonings, add your spices, whatever you want to do, and then tweak it from there. Now, this one here is going to be water, salt, sugar, a kosher dill pickle brine mix, as well as a dill pickle mix. I'm not going to go through the ratios. Like I said, you guys start off with a brine that you like, but these beets are going to be for salads, things like that, especially Greek salads. So that's what I'm doing here. Once we get them all loaded and cut up in the jar, then we're going to go back out and into the pressure canner. Stay tuned. Quick tip. The water that you steam your beets in, and I don't use a whole lot, but save it. Just put it aside, and I fill up my jars. I'm going to kind of bring you in here. All right, so here's the rim. These are pints. What are we canning in today? Pints. All right, so I just put in maybe about half a cup of that blood red juice, because we're gonna put that yellow juice in there. And I like the pretty color. When you can and you see those gorgeous colors all on your shelves, that's what it's all about. But the flavor, you got to get your flavor going. All right, so that's just a little tip. So we're going to go ahead and start peeling these. Look at how easy those skins come off, and they're still quite hot. You can see the steam. And I think I'm going to start with some rounds with the littles, and then with these bigger ones down here, I think I'll do some just chunks. All right. I've got to get busy. I'm not going to bring you with me on this journey. Everybody, I'm sure, has done beets. But if you haven't, peel them, slice them, chunk them, do whatever you need to do. Get them in your jar. And then we'll be back. We're putting on some brine. And then don't forget, you got to debubble. And yes, I make a mess. It's my kitchen. I don't care. I'll clean it up later. We're just debubbling. And then I'll top off or take out a few of them here. I'm going to want to take out. I'm picky about my levels. So I'm going to take a little out of that one. I usually like to make sure that I'm right about at that first line on my brine. Yeah, let's take out one or two of those. Oop, pop them right out. That's a little better. This one too. Let's bring this one down. I'm going to bring that one down. I'm gonna bring that one down. And yes, I'm using my bare fingers. It's my kitchen, it's my food. Okay. Same thing with that one. Let's pull a couple few out of there. All right, I'm happy with those. Yep, bring them right down. Bring them down. Okay, you guys should know the next step, but if you don't, let's get those all nice and cleaned up, dried. We're going to do a little bit of vinegar on a paper towel. I'm going to put on my lids and then my rings and into the canner. And then we have quite a few more to go. Okay, we're on the final stretch. We've got the canner loaded. We've got pints in there. We got beets. And we're going to go for 30 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and let this come up to pressure. We're going to let that steam out for 10 minutes. Then we'll go ahead and put our little magic jiggler on top and then bring that right up to 10 pounds per pressure. And then we'll start our time once it hits 10 pounds per pressure. But do not forget to let it steam. Let it steam for 10 minutes. So we're going to keep a close eye on that, and then I'll start my timer for 10 minutes. Okay guys, 30 minutes is up. I let the canner come down in pressure. And now we are just taking them out. They are still a boiling here. You can see it. And if you look at them, we lost very little liquid. And you will learn over time that if you get your canner too hot, you're gonna siphon. And that's okay too. You know, stuff happens. But so far, I gotta watch that one. You can hear the ping, or you can hear the tone, and you're gonna get used to that. Hear the difference? Hear the difference? Okay, so that's the one we're gonna be watching. All right, I'll go ahead and put fresh water in here. Bring it back up to the line level. And I got a whole nother load of beets that are gotta go in. These ones are all ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put fresh water in the canner. Get them loaded. Remember, we're gonna go ahead and let that steam for 10 minutes. And then we'll put our gauge on and bring it up to temperature, and then 30 minutes. Okay guys, gonna be a long night, but that's what happens when it's canning season.